it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Friday, October 29th. So the moon is going to be in Leo all day. And I'll tell you, yesterday was a very busy day in the cosmos. Of course, we had all that tension build to the last quarter moon in Leo. We were definitely conflicted between our heart and our head. We had some beautiful realizations towards the end of the day that led to some beautiful healing moments within our heart and within our psyche. And here today, the cosmos goes a little bit more gentle on us, just because we are facing some very dramatic and intense shifts coming up. First of all, there are 6 different aspects taking place today, which is rather slow, if I do say so myself. 6 of them involve the moon, so it's definitely going to be a moody type of emotional day. But here's the thing. We are but days away from Halloween, which is when the veils between realms and dimensions is at its thinnest. We have a lot of wonky energies coming in. We are wrapping up the last days of October, which is putting pressure on us to learn the lessons that October was built to teach us. And today is the very last day that Mars will be in Libra, which means that there's a huge intensity to wrap up this particular life lesson as well. We have to understand that Mars, being in Libra, has kind of been stalled out. He has been forced to not take physical action so much and to do most of that activity in the battlefield of the intellect. Of course, we have had some major action take place, some major moves take place to restore the balance in our personal relationships, to take action to do what is right, to fight for what is fair. Of course, advocating mostly in order to restore the peace, the harmony, the love to our lives. So now that Mars is kind of reaching his critical degree, that 29th degree before leaving Libra and jumping into his place of power in Scorpio, you best believe we are going to feel some revved up energy, some intensities build throughout the day. So that's why I say it's a good thing that the cosmos is a little bit quiet today, because what we are going to be feeling and experiencing will likely be intense enough for us. So the moon in Leo, right out of the gate here today, decides to square Uranus. So a square is a tension point. It puts us at odds within ourselves, within our relationships, within our exterior realm. The moon in Leo wants us to be bold, wants us to be brave and courageous and really express ourselves fully and lighten the mood where we can and be a little bit more creative in expressing ourselves by honoring our heart space. But Uranus is the great awakener, and he's here to shake things up. He's here to kind of shake our realms up, and where he is retrograde in Taurus, this is a shakeup in our personal relationships, in our finances, our money matters, and of course, all of these aha moments, really shifting our perspective, will have a lasting impact on our long-term goals. So a square, a tension point, usually creates a little bit of a conflict for us to feel crazy, chaotic, confused, unsure, uncertain. Why? Because we need that instability in order to really put the pressure on us to figure out what it is we actually need in our realms. So emotionally speaking, yeah, we have kind of been activated. We've been triggered in a lot of ways to recognize that we have to honor ourselves first as the individual before we can show up as our best selves for other people, for the collective, for humanity. The moon in Leo right now, making this tension point with Uranus, is going to shake us up and kind of disrupt our emotional confidence, our emotional certainty. And we might kind of want to retreat from the qualities and characteristics of that strong, loyal, prideful lion and just kind of retreat a little bit just to kind of get a grounding point. We might actually see ourselves turn into the little tiny kitten instead of this big, strong, proud lion. It is just going to be momentarily, but we do have to understand that the moon in Leo comes in. It's feisty, right? It came in yesterday morning. Feisty, fired up, ready to charge ahead, ready to just, be the king of the jungle. And then now we are kind of having to take a step back just to kind of examine all that has transpired. all of these aha moments, all of these outside triggers, all of these external validations that we do need to make a change. And the moon bumping into Uranus in this way is definitely going to shake us up in order for us to take a step back and act as the observer. The moon goes ahead, though, and makes a very beautiful aspect with the true node. And this is going to help us, as acting as the observer, figure out where it is we have to kind of rework the thoughts and the feelings going on inside of us right now. Again, when we are just reacting, we're doing so from ego. When we step back and act as the observer, we can see the greater, grander lesson, strategy, game that is at play here. So the true node, of course, wants us to get on the right path in order to bring our dreams and our visions to life. But we've had a lot of realizations, especially through disappointments and detours, that, we're still kind of working on trying to piece together how it is that we're going to bridge the gap from where it is that we currently are to where it is that we want to be. We're going to get a little bit of help here because the moon in Leo bumps into, in a very positive way, Neptune, who is retrograde in Pisces. This is a time for us to really move inward, to trust our gut instincts, to listen to our intuition, to act as the observer, continue to act as the observer, and listen to our higher selves. There's a lot of creativity coming up with this aspect, a lot of creativity on how it is that we're going to resolve some of the issues that we're currently stalemated on. And because the moon in Leo is so creative, is so passionate, is so full of passion and desires and ideas and creative energies, the Neptune energy is really helping us to connect to something bigger, to see the greater, grander scheme and plan take play and give us that validation through our gut, through our intuition that, you know what, we're on the right track. The moon goes ahead and makes another beautiful aspect, this time with Mars. Mars, of course, this is his last interaction with any kind of planetary or luminary body before moving into Scorpio, his place of power. So as we talked about earlier, Mars in Libra is really pushing to wrap up this life lesson, to take one last action and make it matter, to restore the energy exchange in our personal lives, in our personal relationships, to take an action to fight for what is right, to advocate for ourselves, to speak our truth, to put us in a position to restore the love, the peace, the harmony that has been lost. The moon in Leo making this beautiful energy with Mars in Libra, you best believe that we are about to take a major move in our lives. That means that we're honoring our heart space. Emotionally speaking, we are pushing forward. We're tapping into that lion energy again. We are bold. We are brave. We are courageous. We are ready to express ourselves through taking an aggressive move in our physical realms that will have us that much closer to balancing the scales of the extremes that have taken place while Mars has been in Libra. We're going to get a validation point that that particular move was the right move to make because the moon in Leo sextiles with Mercury, who is in Libra. And Mercury is gaining speed. He will be moving out of his shadow period on the 2nd. So he is almost full tilt back up to speed, just not quite yet. Now, the move that we just made because of Mars will be validated in our mental plane and through our communication. Because the moon in Leo sextiling with Mercury in Libra in this way means that we're ready to speak up and to speak out on why it is that we felt justified in making that move, what our intentions were by making that move, and where it is that we still have moves that we have to make, but where it is that we need to clear the air, especially in our personal relationships, of why we felt so intense and so set on our passions and our desires to make that aggressive move that Mars had us make. We have to remember that Mercury rules over the mental plane, so our heart and our head, it's on the same page. And when our heart and our head is on the same page, and we've already kind of took that action to bring it into our physical realms and make it real in our existence, then we have to kind of declare and speak into existence why we felt justified in doing so. Not that we have to explain ourselves, but we have to bring it to life. And that energy, in order to bring it to life, comes out of our throat chakra. And that's where the middle ground is between our heart and between our head. To wrap the day up, the moon is making a little bit of a tension point with Neptune. But here's the thing. This tension point is actually an external trigger. And something tells me that it's going to be the response or the reaction from the people in our lives that have something to say about the move we just made and the thoughts and the emotions that we just expressed. This is an opportunity for us to boss up, to prove to the universe, to ourselves, to other people that we're not messing around, that we took that action, we took that opportunity to speak up and speak out because we've thought about it for long enough and our heart and our head agree. So why continue to stay in a state of paralysis? Again, this is Mars's last day in Libran energy. That was a big, bold move that we just made, and people aren't going to be happy. Let me just remind you, the people that aren't happy about you implementing new boundaries in your life are the people that are unhappy because now they can't take further advantage of you. If people really loved you, really valued you, they would be applauding the actions that you're taking in order to grow and expand your realm of safety and security, doing what is right for you and honoring your heart space. If people are not clapping for you, it is because they recognize that they can no longer have the upper hand and advantage over you. And this is going to be the pushback that many of us are going to experience when we make a move, when we speak out, and when we put people in their place. So this little tension point is coming because, you know what? We're starting to be even further humbled by recognizing where it is that we stand in other people's lives. And this Neptune energy is our intuition. It is our gut. And when we have blowback from other people based off of what they're not now happy about, of us trying to empower ourselves, we have to step inward. And we step inward and we align to our intuition. We align with our higher self so that we know that we made the right move. That we did not speak out of turn, we spoke out of truth. We spoke out of honor and authenticity of our heart space. So yes, it is a quiet day. It's a very intense day. It's a very bold day. We are going to make a major shift and make a major change. And we are going to be very, very surprised at who fights us on that change. Because now we see them for who it is that they are. And who it is that they are somebody that can no longer take advantage of us because we just made a move for ourselves to implement a change, a transformation, and a boundary in order to put ourselves first, which means they're further down on the list.